Hi, it's Al from All Horse Racing All the Time. 4 a.m. in the morning. Well, it's a little after 4. It's about 17 minutes after 4 to be exact. Getting cracking on this Wednesday Aqueduct card. Looking at this Aqueduct card for the first time. It's big card today. It's a makeup card from Sunday. I'm actually seeing these races for the first time. Yeah, I did handicap the first race. There's 10 of them already. Yeah, there's 10 of them. I'm heating up some coffee right now. Yeah, well, actually making some coffee. I didn't brew a pot. I'm going to have instant this morning, but I'm going to brew coffee later. So just getting started here. It's not a regular show. I figured let's go out there and see what happens. Let it rip. And get the link here. Make sure it's working. If you are up right now, good morning, good early morning. Hope your day gets off to a great start. Okay. That's the life of a handicapper. Well, I have the handicapping show, live shows I do most of the time. When I go do shows, I do most of them live. Okay, let's go over here. Just in case anybody is out here. I doubt it. It's pretty early. 4:19. But you know what? We're going to be good to go when the time the card rolls around. Kick some ass. See, somebody's out here. Blakeney. Hey, I'll just happen to be awake at 4 a.m. Good morning. I'm actually making instant coffee right now. The water just got hot. How's it going? Good to see you. I'm looking at this Aqueduct card. They're making this up from Sunday. They have 2 stakes races, and they usually don't run on a Wednesday. So I'm getting prepared. Be ready to rock this today. So I'm just going to get some coffee, and I'll be back in a few. I handicapped the first race already. First look. Haven't went to sleep yet. Hey, I know that deal. Schedule is all kind of messed up. Well, it's good to see you. Okay, let me get some coffee. And then we're going to move on to race 2 here. And that's it. When I do these shows, I'm not horsing around. I really prepare for them. I put the work in. I'm not going out there and playing games. Okay, I'll be back in a few. Just get make some instant coffee to start the day. I didn't brew anything yet. I practically fell out of bed. Yeah, a little before 4. I turned in early last night, and then I said, "Yeah, let's get cracking on this card. Be ready to rock." This way, when the scratches are announced, then I just make the adjustments from there, and I'm all set, locked and loaded, ready to go. All right, just got to shoot out an email as we move on. Good morning, Denise. Hi, Denise. Good morning. All right, one more click. You got that. Okay, you got it. Okay. Let's see. 2. All righty. There, I got that out of the way. All right. On to race 2. Basically fell out of bed, had not just over a half hour ago. So just pure handicapping at this point, preparing. I'm probably going to be doing a live show today. If not, I'll put together a report. Not that this goes to waste. Right now, I'm just getting the contenders. If I do a report, it'll be final. What comes of this? So on the report, I include picks. Not only the picks, I structure these selections into actual plays, either exactas or pick threes or pick fours, and that's the meat and the potatoes. The finishing Picasso comes from these initial picks, and then I go through them again, before I would make a report. But as of right now, I think I'll probably be doing a live show instead of the report. But we'll see. It's early yet. If I don't do a live show, I'll put together a racing report from these picks. And good morning, everybody. Coffee, I'm just having it Maxwell House Instant. I didn't even brew anything. I just wanted to get going on this. And then, of course, you got to see what happens later after the scratches are in. I looked at the first race. I really don't like the first race. It's not the typical type of race I would play. It's got some bunch of first-time starters in there, and you got a shipping horse coming in from Delaware, and it's a short field. But I got some picks that I got out of it anyway. So now I'm going to look at the second race and see what the heck's going on in that race. So this is not the typical show that I do. We figure, yeah, let's go out there. I want to be prepared when I do these shows. I don't want to just go out. I don't go out there and just wing it. I mean, that would be, I guess you could do that, but it's not the recommended route. You want to know what you're talking about when you go in, and you want to be prepared. At least I do. Yeah, what's going on in the second race? 6 furlong claiming race. Now, this card was supposed to be run on Sunday, but they had the hurricane or whatever, that big storm that dumped a bunch of water over in the New York area by the track Aqueduct. So they moved this Sunday card to Wednesday today, October 4th. They usually don't run on a Wednesday this time of year on not for NYRA. All right, so we got a short race here. So what do I do now? I'll look at the field. Okay, 6 furlong sprint. This is a better race. What I like to do is look at pace. When I handicap the races, I don't look at the odds. I want to get my first take, make my opinion of the odds, and then look back and see if the odds of these horses are afterwards. You don't want to be swayed by the odds. You want to make these picks based on your own analysis. Because what the line makers do, they just put together odds based on who they believe the public is going to be betting on, not who they like or who they think is the best horse. All righty. Chateau. Print track 3 and 5 look like this. Pace horse 3 is a shipping horse coming in from Monmouth, Finger Lakes. It did run at Aqueduct once on a wet track. No, we're in more. Oh wow, 3 really does. It has early speed here at Aqueduct. That's where it runs its fastest early. Print track. All right, 3 has a big speed edge on the others. Chateau, great name. All right, let's go up now. And it does it seems to do some good running at Aqueduct. At first I was getting a little, this is going to be part of a 1-1A group. At first I was getting a little leery. I'm seeing Finger Lakes and Monmouth, but it ran real strong at Aqueduct in February and December 30th of last year. Ran real fast at Belmont. It's an 8-year-old. 9%. David Jacobson, the trainer. Jacobson has a real strong record at Aqueduct. He's come back, though, so recently I got to see what the heck he's doing over there. Okay, Chateau is number 1, and they also have a 1A in this race. And Chateau ranks 6th, but at Aqueduct, 6 wins in 17 tries and 3 seconds and 5/3. So in the money here at Aqueduct, 14 out of 17 times. It's an early speed type. So I definitely like 1A. Okay, who are the others? Okay, I don't like the 1. I don't like Post 1 I don't like. Flamingo Hawk, Beach Walker. No. Wow. I don't like the 1A. I don't like the 1A at all. Well, it ran at Aqueduct. It's a 7-year-old. That's trained by Jacobson too. But I think the 1-1A, you got to use them. Right off the bat, I see that is the fastest too. But I'll list 1A as my top choice. And the 1 really, no, not 1A, the 1 I like. The 1A is not too bad either. Beach Walker is a little interesting, but very weak trainer. Well, let me know. Cajun Casanova. They're a pretty tricky little race. It seems to be somewhat wide open. I'm trying to make something out of it. Flamingo Hawk. No. Beach Walker. I get by the Chateau. Hard to make a case for that Cajun Casanova coming in from elsewhere. Let's look at this Brisnet power ranking. Yeah, this is a very evenly matched race. The Chateau, the one looks like the one to beat. Possibly a single here because you also have help from the 1A. Flint Ridge. I'm looking at who are some of the ones that run well at this track. 5 is coming off a good race. It's only a 4-year-old. Good trainer off the claim, Rudy Rodriguez. Pin track. Let me see this one. Yeah. Yeah, that's another one of speed. Let's see. Moving way up in class from 12.5 to 32. I got a bit of a problem with that. Cajun Casanova. I know it's been running out of town. Let's see. Yeah, one should get the jump on Pin track. Pin track's the other speed type. Runs well here, but hasn't run here in a long time. Tough race. Castellano, a lot of the big jocks here for this race today. Okay, Pin track has run here. Pin track, I don't like that it's making such a big class jump. You know, if you are watching and you watch the show regularly and you tune into this 4 a.m. video, you see I'm not rushing through this. I'm really looking it over. I'm wrestling with this second race. If I hit the single already, I would go 1-1A. 1 being the one that I really like. Beach Walker is a Parks horse. Moving up in class, I don't like it. I don't like it. The trader moving up in class is only 4%, Randy Prasad. I'm looking at race 2 at Aqueduct. Good morning if you're joining in or watching. Nolo Contesto. Flint Ridge. There was one I saw just a second ago. Scrolling around here. Cajun Casanova. At least it's in the right class range and has Castellano up. Let me check the pace on this. So I'm going to list that one second. Let me just check Chivalry here. I guess this one kind of fits the race. The pace of the race could open something up for this one. Cajun Casanova. The only thing I don't like about it, I mean, it's run at the optional claim 20 last time, and it can go early and it can lay off. Last 1, 2, 3, 4 races, 2 firsts and 2 seconds. Gets Castellano. Okay, that's good. All right, I don't think I'm going to go any further than those 2 for this. For now. This is a first look. All right, let's move on to the third. We'll get back to this one later. I just want to take another look at Beach Walker. I know it's moving up in class. I think that one likes it longer. This is only a 6 furlong race. I think we'll go to that pin track. I know it's moving up in class, but if this Chateau doesn't get out good, pin track hasn't. I don't like that. It's too big a jump. Our 6 has class. Didn't run well here last out. I don't think I want to take it any further than this for now. I'll leave it at that. I think for the second race, I'll just use those 2 if I play it. Those 2 for the win spot. It's a claiming race 32 at 6 furlongs. I really think the 1 gets it done. It might even be a single possibility. Opens now. Now I'm looking at the odds of these horses that I've come up with. Okay, the 1, a Chateau I like, and they have a 1A2, 1-1A. That opens 3-1 and is the morning line favorite. And the 4 that my other choice is Cajun Casanova, opens 4-1 And it is the third choice. Chivalry opened 7-2. I passed on that one. That's the 6. Let me see. 7-2. I didn't like it. What didn't I like about the second choice? No. The other two are faster. Ran here. The only thing about the the Chivalry is it has been running in Stakes Company out of town, Gulfstream, Tampa. Did run here at Aqueduct. They say it broke in at the start and it threw a real clunker, got beat by 20 lengths. But it had been running in Stakes Company, and it is a 6-year-old. Let me just check the pace on this one. I don't like it. So I think we got a vulnerable second choice. It has, I think it likes it longer too. I don't know how this one does at the distance. I'm going back. I'm not leaving any stones unturned. They listed it as a closing type. At the distance, though, it has run well, but it hasn't run well. It hasn't run at this distance in a long time. It does drop in class today, and it's in for a straight claim here. Okay, I'll just throw 6 with a question mark at the end. We'll take a deeper look at that. But I don't see this one doing it. No. Dylan Davis is up. No, I've looked at this race enough for now. All right, on to race 3. $1 mile, occasional claim, 45,000. I'm taking a look, first look today, folks, these races. Woke up just before 4, fired up some instant coffee. So basically fell out of bed and in front of the computer to get started on the Aqueduct card, the makeup card for today, the makeup from Sunday. They're scheduled for Sunday. And it's a big card, really, in that they have 2 big stakes races for graded stakes for 2-year-olds. So it's a 10-race card. They usually don't run on a Wednesday. So if I don't do a show, I'll make up a report from this and put together my plays. But otherwise, most likely I'll be doing a live show today. And I think post time is at 1:05, so I probably go live if it's 1:05, probably go live at like 12:40 if I do get out there in time for the first post and start talking about these horses again. And then I'm going to, after I go through this card the first time, I'll be going through it a second time later after the scratches and see if there are any adjustments that have to be made. Yesterday's Parks had a scratch in, I think it was the first race, which changed the complexion of the race completely. It left one horse alone as a giant early speed. And as luck would have it, that horse was going off at a longer odds. It was going to go down. It was down. It turned out to be the favorite because of the scratch. But then the horse flipped, whatever, before the race. And that one got scratched. And it turned out being a 20-something minutes delay. But yeah, point in being, you want to look over the races again after the scratches to see how the scratch affects the race, not just, oh, my horse wasn't scratched, I could just leave it alone. No, a scratch can change everything. Because as the saying goes, pace makes the race, and the scratch can affect the pace. Like if a first-time starter is scratched, does that change anything? Well, maybe. If that first-time starter was figuring to be part of the pace, so you just have to go back and take a look. If you want to be best prepared, you want to go back and take a look at how the scratches affect the race. All right, race 3. Optional claim 45K. Happy hump day, everybody. Graham. Hi, found you a couple of days ago. I was impressed with your handicapping, but you were up at 4 a.m. Wow, I respect. Hey, Graham. Thanks. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, I put the work in. You know, if you want to be prepared and you want to win, yeah. Glad you could join us. Mate, get some rest. Oh, Graham, I just got up. I got up at like 3:45 or so. I went to bed early last night, so I, geez, I got over. It's at least 7 hours. But yeah, if I was still up doing this at 4 in the morning, yeah, I hear you. All right, I'm going to heat up the coffee again before I get back to this. I'll be back in just a couple. Not the regular show. We're racing. This was unprepared. I figured, yeah, why not? Sounds like a little fun. I'm going to be in front of the computer. Maybe somebody's up. Maybe somebody has a question about something with the racing. So, okay, be back in a bit. All right, back and ready to rock. All horse racing all the time. I'm your host, Al. Handicapping, fell out of bed here, just got ready to roll, and I couldn't wait to get rocking on this card here, this Aqueduct card, makeup card for Wednesday, and I'm up to the third race. I'm telling you, the first two races, I didn't like the first race, but I came up with something. It took a while to look at it. The second was really, usually doesn't take me that long to work on some of these, but for the second race, for example, the long shot is 8-1, and the opening favorite is 3-1. Very competitive fields for the first two. Let's see if the third is a little different. Mild race, optional claiming race. Let's look at the pace here. I only find out the opening odds after I'm finished going through the race. I don't want the opening odds to sway me. I want to make my own opinion. Basically, my own line, who I believe the favorites will be. All right, third race, optional claiming race, a mile. Okay, I could say right away I don't like the 2. It ran a big race here. Its numbers are good sprinting, but whenever it was asked to go a mile or more, it did win at a mile here in March in 2022, though, and even that time was too slow. Okay, I ride our teases up. Thrill of it. I'm gonna go back to the pace. I don't know. So this might be, I don't know if it's going to wind up being favored. It'll probably take money because of Irod. He's probably going to try to steal this race on the front end, but when it ran routes, it just was not good. All right. I'm seeing a standout here already. At least one that has to be used. Number 4, Market Alert. Likes this track. High percentage trainer. They're going to send this one. He's put up some fancy numbers at Aqueduct. On a wet track, though, every time. Five-year-old. Definitely one to consider. Number 6, Big Bobby has run big here. Well, I guess that's why they call him Big Bobby. 2 back, he was eased in June at Belmont. Saratoga, he finished second in a claiming race. Very low percentage trainer. Well, and the jockey here, Jeremy Laprida, he usually runs at Parks, but at Aqueduct, he only has one win in 46 races. So you got a bad. I'm not going to call him a bad jock, but he hasn't run well here at all, and the trainer is only a 6% trainer. Let me see how Big Bobby figures in the pace. Yeah, he's going to have to come off the pace. Big Bobby. Yeah. And he has run well here, though. I'm just going to put him off to the side. I definitely don't like him to win, so I'll put him off to the side. That's number 6. I'll put two question marks next to that one. I think he's up against it. The trainer is a low percentage trainer, just because he ran so big here at Aqueduct at one time. And he ran okay in his last race at Saratoga. It was claimed from Mott Williams. Shadow Dragon. Okay, now we got one. Now we're talking. The last race was a clunker. I guess he bounced. Ran strong at Belmont, 2-3 back. Out of Army Mule. Okay, so definitely worth consideration there. Army Mule 3-year-olds are in the money 48% of the time. Again, you got to consider the 7. Okay. Okay, I know one is a Chad Brown entry. Chad Brown, 26% at Aqueduct. This horse is going the wrong way. It did win at Aqueduct in April of 22, but not with a number fast enough. Okay, so far here, this seems like another tight race, but I think I could narrow it down to 3 off the get-go. Colloquy, number 3, very consistent. Has won here last 2 times. Has a couple of wins here recently. Thomas Morley. That's Maggie Wolfendale's husband is the trainer. She's always all smiles after her husband wins a race. And then she comes back to do her analysis of the body language the next race. Blakeney. Al, you never told me what you use for PPs. I actually have here the free PPs, Brisnet or the free PPs, but I use more than just Brisnet. I use Brisnet PPs. They're the free ones. I use the buyer figures from the daily racing form, and I have some connections in the racing industry that have data, and that I get provided with from personal friends and from some connections that is really dynamite. So I'm coming from a few different directions here. So I'm just not using the traditional PPs, but I use the traditional PPs too. So I'm actually using data coming from about 4 different places when I put together these races. And that really helps my game, that I'm able to put together winning picks that way. But the free PPs, I'll give you the link to those. Let me see. You do a search on this. Free Brisnet PPs. Let me get you the address there. That's a Google search on that. Here's the actual link. That's why I'm suggesting the Google search, because I'll put the link out there. Maybe you can click on the link. You can click on it. I wouldn't suggest typing it in. Here's the link to the free Brisnet PPs. If you know the trainer or the sire, you can get the PPs, but there are a couple of different spots, links. You got to sometimes you click on the link and it says data not found. No problem. Just close that and back it up, and you go back a second time, and it'll come up. And so I'm getting data from multiple sources here, not just the traditional. And coffee this morning. Let's make it happen today. Usually I show the coffee I'm drinking. I just fell out of bed. I was excited to get going on the card. So I didn't even want to wait to brew a cup. I'll brew coffee later. Right now I'm having Maxwell House Instant. Maxwell House Instant. Just fire it up. This way I can get out there. All right, here's the deal with this one. I like the 3 for its consistency, and its run here. Has Thomas Morley. He's 12% at Aqueduct. He teams with Castellano. They've been raced together 190 times. They're 22% together with a 2.67 ROI. Kalakai. And it would have to be running off the pace here. Market alert. I want to go back to market alert. P4. Looks like the speed in this race. More I get done now, the less I have to do later. Runs well here. And at this distance, it has run. I'm actually going to go. I think I like 4 best from what I've seen so far. Big Bobby, I got a question mark next to number 6. I haven't decided how I'm using these or what I'm going to do with these yet. This is just the first. This is the dry run through the card the first time. Yeah, I got to check the number 7 gets back to a mile. Shadow Dragon. Let's check the pace on Shadow. Now, Shadow Dragon number 7 gets Lasix the first time for William Mott, and gets Jose Ortiz up, and I can't look past that 102 at the distance. I'm going to split this. It's a closer. I'm going to say 4 and 7, between 4 and 7 for the win spot. We'll see the tiebreaker. I'll have to look a little further at that. You see the trainer of the 4. Market alert. Market alert has the big speed. Trevor McCarthy, though, and Baker. Trevor McCarthy at this meet is 0 for 17 at Aqueduct. I don't like that. And but this horse is in the money, 9 of 17 at Aqueduct. But should get a jump early. Yeah. Big Bobby, the other one. Who's the other one I like? Let me go back. See, I'm not cutting corners when I put together these picks. I like 3 for its consistency, and Thomas Morley, and I know number 2 has Irad Ortiz up, and it's no. I got to go 3 next. 4, 7, 3. But it's been bad at the anything over 6.5 furlongs. Its numbers really fall off a cliff. Any routes, it's just been awful. Has wanted a route, but it's running slow. Does have Irad Ortiz. My hope is that 2 takes money. I'll put 2 off to the side with an X and a question mark to see if everybody falls for it and takes that thrill of it as a player. Now we're going to go back and look at the opening odds. Now I said 4 and 7. I'm undecided between the two. Undecided between the two only because the 4 is very strong at Aqueduct consistently. The 7 ran the big number 2 back and gets Lasix and has William Mott and Jose Ortiz. That number 2 back in the Lasix. The last race was slow, but it was 1 mile and an eighth. And when we ran the big number was at today's distance, 1 mile, at today's level. So let's go look. 4, 7. I'm torn between those two. Then 3. I think even the 3 can win the race. I have listed third. Big Bobby, I have a couple of question marks next to because it did run real big at Aqueduct in September of 2022. But the trainer is dreadful. That's why the question mark. So 4 and 7 and 3, they seem to be the heavy hitters for me. So now let's see what the odds are of these horses. Okay, market alert with Trevor McCarthy, 6-1. And I have it up there as a big win candidate. And the 7 with Irad Ortiz getting Lasix, 9-5. Okay. And how about 3? Kolokai, the one that I have listed as third, but very consistent with Maggie Wolfendale's husband, Tom Morley, and Castellano. 3 is listed at 4-1. Aha. Now, 2, the one that has Irad Ortiz, the one that runs horribly at anything, route has horrible route numbers. I said it might take money with Irad Ortiz. The 2 is the second choice at 7-2, and I think this one is an absolute toss. I know it has a little bit of early speed, but market alert will take care of that. When it did run a route distance, one of those route races, its speed was way back, much diminished. Okay, and what about the 6, Big Bobby? Big Bobby, 12-1. Had that one big back race at Aqueduct. Let me look at Big Bobby again for a second. How far back was that race? Yeah, he was, he got eased 2 races back, but finished second at Saratoga in August. Got claimed by Mott Williams. Here's the thing about, no, not Mott Williams, claimed from Mott Williams. And the trainer really 8% at Aqueduct in 59 races. Arenas, Marcelo Arenas, Jeremy Laprida up, who's only 1 for 46 at Aqueduct. I can't see this. I know it did run the big race in September at Aqueduct. Who was riding that day, September of last year? Mike Luzzy. Oh, jeez. All right. Yeah, I think it all goes through 3, 4, 7. Yeah, that gets it done. I don't know. 4 and 7 tied 3. And again, the odds of those, 4 is 6-1. That's the value there about number 4. And 7 Shadow Dragon is 9-5. And the 3, my third choice, is 4-1. This could turn out to be a chalky looking race. Unless you go through 4, 7. Box there. I don't know. I gotta see. And if I do bet on it, we'll have to see what happens. We'll have to see what the scratches bring. But that's it. I think we can safely move to race number 4 for now. Okay, again, this is if you're joining us, good morning, and thanks for welcome aboard. Been up since just before 4 o'clock. Got started on this at 4, threw on some instant coffee. didn't want to wait around for the coffee to brew. I'll brew coffee later after I get set to start the day, showering it, whatever. I'm just out here, ice cold. Well, not ice cold. I'm feeling pretty good, and getting ready for today's big Aqueduct card. Going through the races, and so I'm ready to go, because I'm going to have to look at this again later after the scratches to see if what adjustments need to be made. I have to consider how I'm going to structure these wagers. I'm going to have to figure out which races I like best on the card, the ones to save the money for. So I'm going to be in and out here. Let this run during the handicapping process. And of course, if I do a live show later, I'll create a new link specifically for the show. This is strictly an early morning handicapping. And I'm going to step away right now for just a little bit, and I'll be back. Wanted to check one thing before I step away. Handicapping the races this morning, getting set for Aqueduct. All horse racing all the time. I'm your host, Al. 4 a.m. handicapping. Getting set to go. I'm not horsing around, man. I want to be ready to rock it today. So got started at just before 4. Actually, about 4. Maybe if you're joining us, fired up some Maxwell House coffee. No, I haven't been up all night and right through today. That would be crazy. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do a live show. Probably. If I don't do a live show for whatever reason, I'll be set to go with the report. So, but still, this is just the first phase. I'm seeing the card for the first time. I'm up to race 4. And let's see, what do we got here? Irene. What's up, Irene? Al, geez, I'm awake at the moment, but I'm not ready for coffee yet. I'm going back to bed still. Would you love to watch the show live later on? No. Okay, I'll let you know if I'm going to be having a live show. I'll be sending out an update on that probably. That this there might be something going on later, but I'm prepping just for anything going either way. Well, enjoy your sleep. You're going back to bed. Sweet dreams. Be up at it here. I'm going to be going back and forth. I'm not going to be here constantly, but I'll leave this run during the handicapping process. So you might see me come in and out, but this is not a real show per se. I just figured I'd go out here. I'm up handicapping. Maybe somebody's out there has a racing question. Why not fire it up during the process? All right, Irene. I'll keep you posted. Yeah, I'll be in and out. I'm stepping away for a bit now, but I'll be back in just not long, a few minutes, and continue on. I'm up to race 4, seeing the card for the first time. All right, we're back. On to race 4, looking at Aqueduct for the first time. If you're here, good morning. I just fell out of bed at just before 4 in the morning. Threw on some instant coffee. I didn't throw it on. I just made it. Didn't even wait to brew a pot. I didn't want to. I wanted to get going and looking at Aqueduct's card today. All horse racing all the time. I'm your host, Al. Wednesday, happy hump day, everybody. Aqueduct running today. It's a makeup day. They pushed Sunday's card back because of all the storms in New York. Everything, they canceled racing Friday, Saturday. There were big stakes races, a couple of big stakes races today, really big for 2-year-olds, and they have a 10-race card, so they have a terrific card. And I'm up to race 4, so let's see what the hell's going on. First time through the card. In the back of my mind, I have I'm starting to, I haven't really thought too much about how I'm going to use these horses. I have them listed in order, of course, what I like best for the win position. But as far as exactas and pick 4s or pick 3s, I think I'm going to focus more on multi-race plays today. Trying, opportunities to score bigger, and the exactas are tougher to hit, I think, than daily doubles. Daily doubles are probably one of the best plays in town because all you got to do is focus on the win. Pick 4s are good plays because you can play them for as little as 50 cents. Aqueduct is not one of those places that has the 50-cent pick 3, so just keep that in mind. But on the positive, the pick 3s will pay more with a minimum of $1. All right, what do we got in race 4 here? Let me open up the PPs. Okay, we can get rid of that. All right, race 4. Very challenging races, all 3 of them, the first 3. And to give you an idea, I started at 4:30 and now it's 5:30. I've covered 3 races. But I'm not that slow. I've been stepping away, taking breaks. So it's not like it's taken me an hour and a half to handicap three races. That would be nuts. So, all right, 7 furlongs. But I'm thorough in what I'm doing here. I'm not sure how much time I actually put into these 3. Let's see. Okay. Seven furlong optional claiming race. Oh, brother. But one of those weird distances. I'll probably keep this stream going through the morning, till I get through the 10 races. Of course, if I do a live show, I'll have a different link. And I can't even call this a show. I just figured I'd turn it on, what the heck, during the handicapping process. Maybe somebody's interested in seeing what I look for when I handicap a race and could watch it another time, maybe help improve their game. Or I'm here to answer some questions about racing. Don't ask me questions about, who do you like in the 9th race? I'm only up to the 4th race. I'm not going to shoot around. I'm just going to work my way through this so I'm prepared for today, whether I do a show or do a report. Because I'm going to have to go through this again. Because after the scratches, I may have to make adjustments. Okay, we got a 7-horse field here, and let's see if there are any standouts. I'll look at the pace scenario. All right. The pace scenario is this at a glance. Starship Defiant is the pace, very fast early, but it's run at Monmouth, Saratoga, Santa Anita. We don't know what it's going to do at Aqueduct. I hate that. We've been seeing that at Parks this week. No, it's never run at Aqueduct. And the other one that looks quick early is the 2 And that's never run at Aqueduct either. But the 2-3 Rivers is undefeated in 2 races and ran 100 Brisnet figure at Saratoga at 6. And it won by 5. Going away. Big early speed. The 6 has early speed, but it hasn't shown speed at Aqueduct. All right. So I think we're looking at 2 and 5, and 2 doesn't really need the lead. That's the undefeated one. It was running second at the first call, the last 2. And Starship Defiant, it ran fast at Monmouth in September, very fast, fast enough to grab the lead. All those horses with the Starship name seem to be quick early. I guess it's something with the breeding, and they figured how fast those colts or whatever ran, or how it worked out. They decided to give it the name Starship initially, and then it springs off there. Because when you see a horse with the name Starship, notice that it usually goes quick early. But this one ran really quick early, but it did it at Monmouth. And at 6. So I think 3 Rivers, number 2, is the real speed here. Okay, let's get past the speed and let's start talking numbers. Race 4. Wow. Chad Brown has an entry in here. Good Sam with Irad Ortiz up. Came in second the last 2 and won its first 2 races, and both of those races were at Aqueduct. One at a mile and one at 6.5. Good Sam. That's number 7. Wow. Starship, how does this one look? Okay, Starship looks too slow, all right? And that's the one coming from Monmouth, David Jacobson. That's the 5. I think this one is more like, it was running at Santa Anita, ran at Saratoga. Has some victories there, but the numbers don't jive. So I think this one could just be a disruptive force more than anything else. I think this one is not going to take as long as the others. Into Happiness has some nice numbers. Is 1-3 straight at Aqueduct, so it just doesn't run well at Aqueduct. Ran well at Belmont and at Saratoga, but the Aqueduct numbers are just dreadful. Joel Rosario on the number 3 for Mark Henning. Mark Henning, 12% at Aqueduct. Who's the trainer of 2? Mott Williams, 19% of Aqueduct. That's Junior Alvarado. 2 is undefeated in 2 races, and the numbers look really strong. So I definitely got to use 2 here. But the Chad Brown horse is 2 for 2 at Aqueduct. But the other 2 races it ran at Saratoga, finished second, 1 length back. At today's distance, lost by a length in an optional claiming 62.5 level. This is fillies and mares for 3-year-olds and up. And the last race, same deal, 7 distance, 7 furlongs, optional claim 62.5, finished second at Belmont in June. But it's 2 races in Aqueduct last year, So it had a layoff, ran 2 races at Aqueduct and 2 for 2 there by open lengths, and won a non-graded stakes at a mile by 3.5. And before that, its maiden race at 6.5, maiden special weight, came in first by 4.5 on a wet track. It's Irad Ortiz. Okay, so who is rising the 2? Junior Alvarado? Did 2 have a race at Aqueduct? No. 2 is out of American Pharaoh. It's a 3-year-old. Yeah. American Pharaoh. 3-year-olds out of American Pharaoh, usually in the money 42% of the time. 13. Let me just look at the breeding of this other one. Good Samaritan. In the money 41% of the time, but the 3-year-olds out of Good Samaritan aren't quite as fast. Off 67 days. How about how many days off for this one? 49 days. I'm going to give the 2 a slight edge here. Not by much. We don't know. It's almost a coin flip because we know the 7 can get the 7 can get the distance. And the name is Good Sam, and the sire's name is Good Samaritan. Let me go down. Let me just see how that Good Samaritan. And we don't know how the 2 is going to take to Aqueduct. It only has 2 races, and this one has. And this other one has already won a stakes race here at Aqueduct. I'm going to say it's a coin flip. I'm not going to go any deeper. I'll say it's 2-7, and we'll have to look deeper. It's hard for me to say which one is better. 2, I'll put a slight star next to because its last race was very, very fast. And it is likely to turn out to be the, I don't know, 2 might get hurt by the pace. I say it's a coin flip between 2 and 7. So let's see the opening odds on this. All right. 2 opens at 7-5, and 7 opens at 8-5. And the one I mentioned, Into Happiness, the 3 with Rosario, opens at 9-2. Let me just check 3 on the pace. I'll tell you what, that's a 4-year-old. It's a closing type. 2-7. Let me go back. I don't want to cut it in corners here. It would have to come out of the clouds. But there is a lot of pace in here, so maybe that opens the door for an upset. Let me just see if 3 has the number to... 3 does. I'm going to list 3 third, but it's 1-3 straight. No, that's the one that has the bad Aqueduct numbers. I'll just list it third with a... no, I don't want to go there. I'm not sure about this. I mean, it's done a lot of racing. For me, this race, it would be a stepping stone in a multi-race play like a pick 5. I just like 2-7 in that race. I'm not going to go any further than that. Because number 6, Hydra, has early speed, and that's coming from out of town. And it's won at Aqueduct before with a number going back in January that can compete. And Starship Defiant, its last race at Monmouth, was lightning fast early, so who knows what this pace looks like. I'll just list 3 with a question mark in case there's so much speed, but I'll put 3 question marks next to it just to see if it's a spot. Maybe the horse has improved because it has won 3 straight, and we know the distance is no problem, including at this distance. That one has Rosario. Has Rosario ever ridden that one before? Number 3, Into Happiness. No. Okay. But the Aqueduct numbers are dreadful. But I'll probably just use this race 2-7 and go from there. Race 5. This is a graded stakes. A G2, the Miss Grillo Stakes. 5:43 in the morning, just almost halfway through the card. Mile and a 16th on turf. Pace-wise, number 6 has a giant pace edge. Comes from Monmouth. Ran very quick opening fractions, but only has one career race. It's out of Ireland, but it was at 5 furlongs. So let's not jump to go crazy with the pace yet, because it was done sprinting. 22 and change, 22.44. Dancing Spirit. Three, 5, 6 look like the pace. Okay, let's look further at this. Wide open race. Life's an Audible, number 3, Pletcher. Won the last race at Saratoga, but by 5.5. So we got these horses stretching out here. Chad Brown has a horse that looks slower than the others, but it's only making its second start. Won its lone race at this distance, despite a bad start breaking in. Had to steady, but still managed to win the race at Saratoga in July. Chad Brown, and its name is hard to justify, as you could imagine, as you probably figured that the sire's name is Justify, who has been a tremendous sire. His 2-year-olds have been in the money 41% of the time, and they win 20% of the time. So he's a strong sire here. Gold Lightning. I think we might have our horse. Maybe not. I don't know. Memorialize. That's going to be one hell of a race. Race 5. I mean, Gold Lightning comes out of the fastest race. Only raced twice at Colonial Downs. We finished second at 5.5, but at Saratoga, it ran a big one and won by 3 in impressive fashion for Graham Motion with Manny Franco. Wow, 7 memorialized. Well, let me. He ran 3 and 5 wide. Got out of the gate slow. I think this is one of those horses with a concealed, very fast race. Memorialized, number 7. And the other one that was jumping out at me, of course, was the Camilla T. Gold Lightning, that's the one. Brad Cox entry. Wait a second. You see, at 7 got the really bad. It's okay. That forced in a break, slow early, but then won by 3. Gold Lightning. Brad Cox. Joel Rosario won by 2.5 at Saratoga. Now, I know you got the big name trainers in here, but others are jumping out at me. Cherie Duval is here. Has the 11 Whimsical. Way too slow. The ones that are jumping out at me, I mean, this Camilla T, the Irish one, get this. The one I told you that has the big early pace edge, but only ran a 5 furlong race at Monmouth, won by 13 lengths in that race. Trainer Avila who is 24% at Aqueduct, only 17 races, but a 2.81 ROI. And the jockey in 7 races is 1-2 of 7 here with a 349 ROI. A big early speed, but the question is this: how is it going to hold up over the long haul? Okay, here's what I'm going to do here. Wow. This is a good race. Mark Cassie has one making a second start. Number 8 is 2 for 2, including a graded stakes win. So it ran in stakes company. It's 2 for 2, Gala Brand. Jose Ortiz up. That 6 is going to be flying early. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I got my contenders here. I just want to check the pace of Gala Brand. Here's how I'm going to go. For the first time. Now, again, keep in mind, I'll probably be changed. This is just a dry run here. I'm going to list first position, number 4. Almost a tie with number Gold Lightning, the Brad Cox Rosario entry, number 1. Number 7, Memorialized, my second choice. And then I can go back and move off of this. But I feel confident that one of these three are the eventual winner in this race. And number 6, the big early speed stretching out. I'm going to tie. I could easily make it I could easily take the 6 and make it my top choice. I could make any of these my top choice. It's a very tough race, but I think it's an excellent race that gets the job done in this race for the multi-race place to complete the pick 5. Let's take a look at the odds of these. And I think, Life's an Audible is a little interesting, the 3 from Pletcher, but it's another stretch out. I like the others better. So let's take a look at the odds of these horses. 4 I like best, followed by 7, then 6. But I could easily take 7 and put that in the top spot over the 4, and I could easily take the 6. I'll list the 8 fourth. That's the undefeated one because it deserves honorable mention. 2 for 2, Gala Brand gets with Jose Ortiz. So let's get some odds here. All right. Now, this is a graded stakes, G2, 200K. Okay, I have 4 listed in the top position. Gold Lightning, 10-1. Number 7 in the second position, Memorialize, 5-1. And number 6, the early speed stretching out from Monmouth. Big figure there. Wow. 6-1. Okay. And number 8, the one that I have, the undefeated one that's 2 for 2, who I have listed 4th. I think the other 3 beat the 8. 8, 3-1, the morning line favorite. All right. So basically, and Life's an Audible, the one I didn't like from Pletcher, 8-1, number 3. Let me throw 3 off to the side with a question mark. Because who knows? Maybe this is a superfecta race or a tri race, and we got some prices. The one I like best is actually 10-1, the Brad Cox Century. It's a coin flip. And then that's 7 Memorialized, 5-1. We're getting some prices there. 6 races, halfway through the card here. What time is it? 5:54. All right. And again, I'm thinking this sets up for an early pick 4. I don't think I'm going to horse around or daily double play. I mean, if I wanted to play strictly daily doubles, I could probably confidently hit all of them right through the 5th race from what I see here, and maybe get some prices. But I don't know how I'm going to use this yet. Because the pick 4, you can play for 50 cents. I think there's a good pick 4 sequence, especially since the 4th race could be safely narrowed down to the 2 or 7, or you could even single 2. I think a lot of people are going to be singling 2, but it's not so fast. 2 never ran at in the 4th race, never ran at Aqueduct, and the 7, Chad Browns, has run at Aqueduct twice and won both. On to race 6. Coffee this morning. I didn't brew coffee yet. I haven't showered, nothing. Fell out of bed, started handicapping at like 4. Maxwell House, instant. If I'm not doing a show today, I'll make a report from this. I'd actually rather do a show than make a report, but I don't know. So when I don't do shows, I usually make the report. That you got to write that up, and it's multiple pages long, and I have to write descriptions in there, and I have to put the plays in there, how to use the horses. So, but it usually delivers good results. A lot of people, a lot of followers of the report. I've been doing it for about 2.5 years now. I used to do the report only, no shows. Back then, I was doing the report just about every day. So that takes the handicapping into effect, the adjustment after scratches, writing the report, designing the plays, specifically how to use the horses. So, but here we're on it. Haven't even snapshot. My thought right now is I think this is a card designed for multi-race plays. And as we saw it here, the horse I like best in this race opens at 10-1. Gold Lightning. It has to be used. All right. Race 6. And I'll keep this handicapping stream running, I guess, while I complete it. But of course, I'll be stepping away here and there. Like now, the coffee's cold again. Maybe I'll start brewing regular coffee. Not yet. So when I'm not here, I'll take it through the whole 10 races. I guess it could be kind of like a handicapping video. You see what I'm looking at. If you're into handicapping, you're interested in how I handicap the races, or you're looking for angles to handicap the races yourself, you could use it that way. But I'm letting you know right now, if you're here now, good morning. And I'll be back and forth, and I'll let you know. I'll probably close the chat, while I'm away from the screen for extended periods, but then I'll open it up and you'll see all this stuff again. Just, who knows with the chat sometimes. Sometimes you get these people come in there talking trash or cursing or something. You don't want that popping up on there. Okay, I'm just writing race 9, 9, 10. But all the comments here would show up again if I close the chat. Because later, of course, I'm going to be taking a shower, getting ready, shave, whatever. Start the day. Brew real coffee. Let's take a snapshot at race 6. Race 6, 1 mile on dirt before I step away for a few. Almost 6 o'clock. Holy crap. Out here for 2 hours already. Belmont at the Big A. Okay, 1 mile, claiming 16K. That's a cheap one here, folks. First off, I can tell you Scotto was a first-time gelding. Okay, let's bring it up. 1 mile. Do I do this one before I step away? No, I'm going to step away for a minute. I want to be 100%. Dad's Good Runner looks like the speed here, folks. That's number 5. Oh, brother. Shipping horses coming from Monmouth, coming from Saratoga, Gulfstream. This will be a fun one. Finger Lakes. All right. Dad's Good Runner number 5. 5, 9, and 10. It's snapshot. They look like the pace, but let's look at the numbers. All right, we'll be right back. All right, we're back. If you're joining us, good morning, everybody. Welcome to All Horse Racing All the Time. I'm your host, Al. I've been handicapping these races since about four so in the morning, getting prepped. Probably going to be doing a live show today covering Aqueduct's big day. They're doing a makeup day. This is what would have been Sunday's card. All this stuff was pushed back with the storms. They have two big graded stakes races for 2-year-olds. So I'm prepping. I'm putting in the work before the show. Yeah, I'm not horsing around here. So when I come out there, I'm out there prepared. So, and this is just the first time through. I haven't thought about how I'm going to be playing these races or how to use the horses yet. And scratches aren't in yet. They're going to have to be adjustments if there are scratches. How many times do you see a card with 0 scratches? But we're out here getting ready. Fell out of bed. Didn't brew coffee. Maxwell House instant. I'm probably going to cut this stream off around 6:30, and then and that's it. So this way, it's out there if somebody else wants to see it or get an idea of the races, how I see them so far. So far, I've been through the first 5 races, prep work, and then of course, I'm not going to get through all 10 here on this broadcast. I didn't even plan on doing one. I thought I'd put one out there just in case somebody was up and maybe they had a question or they wanted to see the process. What the hell? It's kind of a different thing. So we'll see how far I get through it. I'm through 5. I'm on to race 6, and let's see what's happening here. Dad's good runner. Okay, yeah. Okay, it looks like D Sprinter. 5's a sprinter, but this is a mile. A cheap one, probably the cheapest race on the card. 16, claiming 16. All right, let's take a look at this. All right. Number 3, Proven Hope, has run well at Aqueduct. It's a dirt horse. It's a dirt horse for sure. A colt. It's a 3-year-old. Its dirt numbers it runs dirt, turf, but every time it runs on dirt, it runs much better. It came in second here at today's distance by a nose in a 20K race claim on March 31st, and came in second. It looks like a second place machine, but good numbers at 20K, and this is 16K. 1 and 2 look too slow. Race 4, Poppy on ice. It's not a very poor trainer. Randy Prasad at Aqueduct, 8% trainer. Jockey Amin Castillo, 3% jock. I don't like it, too slow. Dad's good runner. I mentioned that one being the speed. It's a sprinter. It's too slow. It's fast early. It's fast early, but at 6 furlongs, and this is a mile. Geez, hasn't even been in the mile. It did win at 7 furlongs in April here, but this is a mile, and even that figure is too slow compared to the one I mentioned earlier. Proven Hope. It's number 3. 3 has a terrible trainer, but it has so far the best races that I've seen. Barrera, the 3rd, is the trainer. Isaac Castillo is the jock. Okay, so far 3. Six has a nice race at Saratoga, but not so good here. D's speed stray. All right, it's run okay at Aqueduct. Gets Irod. Orlando Noda, solid trainer. Orlando and Irod together, they're 24%. That covers 98 races. Who else? Nope. 2-horse race. Linda Rice has a horse that ran a race at Oaklawn Park that would really do damage in here. Gets Jose Ortiz. But otherwise, it's way too slow. Let me look at the pace at Skate to Heaven. Let's see, 6. A Proven Hope is run 6 times here, 3 seconds and 2/3, and 4 times at the distance, 2 seconds and 1/3. Third highest Brisnet power ranking. The 6 that looks okay, not quite as fast as the 3 on best. It's run here 7 times, 1 once. What about the Rice entry? Has that 1 big race, never ran here. It's not in good form now. I can't deal with it. What about the class level? Okay, so this one, Rice's horse is dropping from an allowance to, it's the class of the race. I mean, it ran the big race in May, and then it entered it in a G3. It did terrible. Now, this one is actually coming. Linda's 22% claiming races. I got to check the pace. It's pressing type. 3 is a pressing type. Okay, I'm getting my idea of this. This one we're going to... 3 is going to have to really close. Okay. This one was pretty easy. See, this is where we start to make up ground. I like 3 best Proven Hope. I know it has to close. And I like 6 second best. I'm going to list 10 on the side. I know it has the big race at Oaklawn, gets Jose Ortiz, Linda Rice, but it's in bad form now. I can't see any of the others winning. I think this is a good race to use, and if you're playing as pick 6 or whatever, pick 3s, daily doubles, or I think 3 and 6 are safe to get it done. I'll put an asterisk by the 3, but I'll put it, kind of tied with the 6, just because of the slow pace. But it runs well it has showed more speed early. Yeah, 3 is more speed early than at Aqueduct, and it's ran here before. Okay, so now we're going to go look at the odds. Okay, number 3 is 4-1. Number 6, the one with Irad, is 5-2. Chalky, see? Number 10, Skate to Heaven, the Rice horse, 7-2. I think this is a race. I think 3 can upset the 6. I like 3 better than the 6. When it runs on dirt, it's superior. Check the sire stuff. Street Boss. Yeah, easy. Even has the breeding over the 6. The 6 does have the better trainer. 3-6, I think one of those 2 gets it done. At 10, I don't see it based on the form. All right. Could be chalky, 3-6 box. I don't know, use 3 and 6 to get both of them. All right, so we got race 6 done. On to race 7. Been out here since 4. well, started handicapping the 4 for all horse racing all the time. So I prep for these shows. So up to race 7. What are we looking at here? This is another graded stakes. Keeneland begins this Friday. What a card they have Friday and Saturday. Holy smokes. Okay, this is another one for 2-year-olds. The Pilgrim Stakes. Grade 2, 116th over the outer turf. Race number 7. We'll get cracking on the pace scenario. So this is good. After I get through this car, then the next step is the adjustments after scratches. But in the meantime, before that, I can start thinking about how to play this. This looks like an excellent card for multi-race plays. Pace-wise, oh, we have Declan Carroll in town. Got the Ortiz brothers, of course. Pace-wise, it's tough to say here. We have any surface switchers? No. Number 8 could wind up being the pace here, maybe, or 4 with Declan Carroll. We have 9 entries. Let's take a look. Oh boy. It's going to be a very even race. And a Pletcher horse looks interesting. Its first race was a stakes race at Colonial Downs in September, finished second, 1.5 back. And Todd thought enough of the 7 Triple Espresso to run it in stakes company first time. And the 6, William Mott, ran this one in a G3 second out. One has only run 6.5 furlongs. Very evenly matched. This is going to be a barn burner. Triple Espresso. Oh, wow. That one really got off to a slow start, but it closed like a train. It was 9 back at the first call, 8 back at the second call, 6.5 back entering the stretch, and came in second, 1.5 back with Jose Ortiz. He's riding again. Yeah, got hammered at the windows first. I got to think this one's going to improve. They usually do second time. And 1, 2, and 3. I'm not. 1 is you know, it's run 6.5, 5.5, nice races, but Manny Franco, not today. 4 has Declan Carroll in town, no record at Aqueduct. And the trainer is 8% at Aqueduct. Brendan Walsh, 28. I prefer others. 5, I prefer others. 6, William Mott. Did run at Saratoga in a stakes, finished 4th. Improved. Nice race. Ran wide last time. Did Lascano ride at that time? Yes, he's ridden this one twice. Has early speed. All right, I like that. Had to put up a nice number. 81 Brisnet. All right. Any other early speeds in here? These Saints. Let me just look at this. Going back to the pace charts here. Handicapping race 7. Now the 5 ran really quick for last. He's going to try and get away. And look at number 2, who showed some speed. Yeah, 2 has a lot of speed. I think that 2, I think the numbers are too slow, but he's going to make it tough on number 5, whereas 6 really doesn't need the lead. How about Spirit Prince, number 9? This is all coming into focus. Nope, I don't like Spirit Prince. Christophe Clement, dangerous. August 31st at Saratoga. Has a 2nd and a 3rd. This one's looking to break its maiden, the 9, in a G2 race. It ran a 2nd and a 3rd in 2 starts against Joel Rosario. It has a good winning percentage at Aqueduct, 21% for 98 races. And Christophe Clement, always a threat. Got dream trips, though. Okay, here we go. I'm looking for the Pletcher horse to improve here. I know it doesn't have the best numbers. 70 Brisnet, but got off to that slow start and it closed so well. So I'm going to go number 7, top choice, Pletcher and Jose Ortiz. Followed by number tough call for 2nd. I think this is a spread. I would say 4, but I don't like the Declan Cannon factor. Followed by number 8, Fulminio. That's trainer here is Delacour. It's 11% here. Gets Flavian Pratt, who at least rides here. Followed by, now this is the first time through, 6 gets spooled. William Mott and Jose. William Mott is 19% at Aqueduct. That's over 1,100 races. And 19% jock, Jose Lezcano, number 6. 786 for race 7. That's the dry run, first time through. 786. And you know what? That's it for now. I'm going to get ready to start the day. Start the day as far as getting ready, breakfast, things like that. Started this at 4. So I'll probably be doing a show later. If not, I'll write up a racing report and with pics and everything, make that available. And you could email me if you're interested, or I'll put something up that the report will be available. I still got 3 races to handicap, and then also another adjustments to make after scratches, and then prepare. How do I think I'm going to use these picks? What am I going to play? Exactas, tries. I'm leaning multi-race plays right here. Looks like a good race for doubles or pick 3s or pick 4s, certainly, since you can play it for only 50 cents. So, been through the 7 races. I'm thinking about it. I'll take a quick peek at the 8th race to see what we got in charge. So when I do these shows, you can see I prepare in advance here and thoroughly. I fell out of bed, got out of bed at just before 4, made some instant coffee, Maxwell House. I'll brew some later. Then got cracking on the card to be prepared. I put in the work. I'm not horsing around when I, make my selections. Race 8, 8-horse field. I'm not going to rush it. I'm going to get going. I want to wish everyone a happy Wednesday, happy hump day. Stay tuned for later. And thanks to all of you who joined us this morning. Have a great start to your Wednesday, everybody. I'll let you know if I'm doing a show. Look for, if I'm doing a show, I'll put the link out there well in advance. Or if I'm not doing a show, I'll let you know how to get the report. Okay, have a great Wednesday, everybody. Talk with you soon. Thanks for joining us, whoever's been out here this morning.